talking about the death of Xbox, because it sounds like they're literally shutting down multiple studios as I record this video. Technically, the end of the fiscal year for Xbox is June 30th today, which means that it's going to be done by July 1st. So today they're apparently shutting down 4 separate studios, including Undead Labs, a bunch of people making a bunch of different games. It's very shocking to say the least. And honestly, it sounds like a lot of people, even inside the industry, are getting pissed about the fact that feels like Xbox does not understand Xbox.
Like, that's funny. It seems like PlayStation fanboys don't understand Sony. You know, how about you guys talk about the fact that PlayStation is out here delisting every single movie off your account? You know, all the purchases that you made on an active PlayStation console is being removed. Now, mind you, I know that Microsoft removed some movie/TV thing that they had, but guess what? I still have access to the things that I purchased. You got PlayStation out here removing movies out of people's digital accounts. Oh, but let me guess, Xbox is the reason as to why that's going on PlayStation. Oh, really? I find it so funny. Ain't none of you ponies talking about it. Matter of fact, let's go see what's going on in that before we continue on with this video.
The backlash surrounding that is kind of settled. We're seeing another attempt at such an endeavor, with people recently getting the following notice from the PlayStation Store. It reads right here as of September 1st, 2026.
It's the sound of the ponies. It's the sound of the ponies. Look at that.
Studio Canal.
There goes all your digital movies.
Will be removed from your library over the last few days.
We got Sony out here delisting and telling you that you can't watch the movies that you purchased while they still out here operating a console. Now, we only can imagine what will happen if PlayStation ceases to exist in regards to supporting their very own platforms. It's the sound of the ponies.
Saying that we're talking about a company
it's the sound of the ponies.
It's the sound of the ponies. Profit in 2025, but Sony is quite happy to shaft their customers, given half the chance. This is what people are fighting for physical media to be properly enacted.
Look at that.
You know, not
physical media is about to go through the rooftops, man. I told you. Remember, understand who you heard it from first. You heard it from me. Get everything you need. Look at that. Look at that. You know, you got Sony out here removing digital purchases off your account, and the ponies out here sitting there damage controlling, making thousands of Xboxes dead videos because y'all ain't got nothing else to talk about. But when it comes down to your platform, we see stuff like this, and we hear nothing but crickets. That's crazy. Now, mind you, we're going to definitely talk about as to what's going on with the studios and these Xbox closures. Y'all know gamers don't be hiding from anything. And especially in regards to the Xbox negative controversy, because that's all you guys ever push out anyway.
Physical media where you need a day one patch and a download in order for it to be functional, or physical media that has just a box of code included in it. But proper physical media where all the data is housed, where some kind of functional playable version.
The industry are getting pissed about the fact that it feels like Xbox does not understand Xbox. Like, the idea of growing this brand, of growing Team Green, about even trying to support this console, you cannot just be a system that sells, hey, here's the new Elder Scrolls, here's the new Bethesda game, here's the new Call of Duty, and literally nothing else. It seems like they want to just sell you Forza, Gears of War, and pretty much nothing else.
But it's not that. It's just like I've said before, this is an industry problem. People only want to buy very select titles. Game Pass is essentially designed and created in a way where you don't necessarily have to buy the games, so it's really to entice the casuals that normally wouldn't go out there and spend $60, $70, or even now $80 for a video game. That's kind of the whole philosophy of this. I mean, because if everybody's buying games, then you got to explain to us why Soros is failing. You got to explain to us why Blue Point Studios is closing down. Now, mind you, I could already tell you. We know why, because the games is not selling well. And I already know that these 4 studios that you're talking about, Dishonored, Double Fine, they haven't made it what? I'm not even going to say they haven't made a good game, but none of those games did well. Let's keep it 100. You people know this. And that's not just me capping. That's just me telling you the truth. Nobody was looking forward to any of these games. Now, mind you, I understand that there's a demographic and an audience that is out there, right? But there's a reason why Nintendo keeps dropping out Marios and Pokemons and Zeldas. Okay, there's a reason why they don't do a Kid Icarus or an F-Zero. There's a reason why Nintendo don't gamble and take chances on games that they know that are not going to sell, especially in comparison to all the other licensed IPs that they do own. You guys are not that stupid, so let's stop acting as if you guys are. Real gamers see this. Now, mind you, is this good news? If this is true? No, it's not. Because I'm here for the gamers, and unfortunately, like I've told you guys before, these companies need to make money on their projects. And if they're not making money on the things that they're doing, well, guess what? Here comes a studio closure. Here goes your favorite beloved franchise being extinct. It is what it is, bro. You have people say, oh, Microsoft needs to sell the companies to Sony. What do you mean? They were putting the games on your platform. And I guess that still wasn't enough weight to want to keep Hellblade and any of these games around. Didn't these same games that dropped on Xbox also dropped on the PC as well as the PS5 platform? And yes, some games did see a little bit more success than others. But let's be honest. Psychonauts and Dishonored, all these games came to PlayStation. If you look at the sales to a lot of these games, a lot of them barely even eclipse 2 million. All right, that's just the honest truth. So for Microsoft to want to get rid of these studios or close them down, which I understand is bad for the gamer, but they weren't making any money, and that can happen to any project. Doesn't matter where it's coming from, Nintendo, Xbox, or Sony. If the company's not making money off the game or the franchise or whatever the case is, they're going to close it down. It's a pretty simple concept to understand.
Mr. Sharma, from the very, very start, I have been saying one thing and one thing only. She is here to pick this company apart for sale. To just shred it, to just rip it a piece, bit by bit, and just sell off.
You guys don't know anything about gaming. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that these games are trash. But that's like me saying that Ninja Gaiden is more popular than Call of Duty. It's about time you ponies start reading the room. These problems are going to continue to happen, especially with how expensive gaming is going. And the funny thing is, I remember when my dad told me, even with the PS3 and 360, he says, son, you're going to start seeing a lot of less games. And even though we did get very many, we did see a lot of less franchises. We did. PS4 and Xbox One, we started seeing a little bit less franchises. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all like, yeah, Gabe said that is a fair argument. Then we got to the PS5 and Xbox Series X. We started seeing what? We started seeing less and less games. You guys know exactly what I'm saying is true. And guess what? I guess my father collected that W a long time ago because he even told me that as a child. He's like, oh, we're getting less and less games now. But the 360 PS3 was sufficient enough. But my dad was like, what about all these other franchises? Oh, they must have didn't do well, so that's why they're not carrying them over. It's perfect sense. So with the PS6 and the new Xbox, it's going to be games that they expect people to buy and sell, like the well-known titles, the Gears, whatever games that they're working on, Call of Duties, whatever the case is. So now gaming is going to start focusing on that mainstream and casual gaming demographic. As far as I'm concerned, the hardcore gamer has already been weeded out. I don't even know if you could call yourself a hardcore gamer still participating in these console wars, when in reality, they don't even care about you. They care about catering to the Fortnite gamer. You have nothing to do with the strategies of what Microsoft and Sony is doing. You don't. You really don't. That's why every time they make a game, or PlayStation makes a live service or subscription game, you ponies complain. Why Sony keep doing this? Why Sony keep making things that don't work? Because they're not catering to you, you dummy. They're not making games for you, dummy. Like, what are you talking about? You think they generally care about you? You're not the one bringing in the money here. It's those casuals buying all them Fortnite skins. Now he's out here holding his Xbox controller like a telephone. Hey, who is this? This is Paul Tassium here to tell you guys that Xbox is dead for the 200,000th time. Oh, okay, this is the type of sources we got going? Is this the new leak? Yeah, I'm hearing that State of Decay 3 can be canceled and Game Pass is failing right now. Okay, I'm gonna use it. But who you talking to on that Xbox controller? Like, why you out here putting it to your face like you talking on a phone or something? A walkie-talkie. I'm starting to think that's not even a goddamn controller. This man out here walking with a whole radio in his hand, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that these studios are gonna continue getting closed down. But like I said, this applies to everybody. It is what it is, bro. Nintendo is not making games that they don't think is gonna sell. Y'all know that. Xbox is not gonna focus on the fluff of games that they know potentially is not gonna do well for them. We know that. Same thing with Sony. Now, is it unfortunate that these studios getting closed down? Of course. Nobody's arguing that. But I'm smart enough to know that, yeah, there wasn't enough people to buy the game, so therefore, what reason would it be for Nintendo, Xbox, or even Sony to continue this project? Not saying I wouldn't want it. Not saying that I wouldn't want these games, but this is how expensive game it is becoming. And I've had people tell me, oh, maybe they need to lower the budgets of games. No, PS5 and Xbox owners have gotten so accustomed to playing demanding games, why would they ever go back to that? And on top of that, if you do agree with that notion, then there's no point of even buying hardware in the first place if you want to just optimize games for the lowest common denominator. That's what goes on PC. So you just completely destroy the argument of buying a next generation console for better hardware if you want to play games that can be running on a PS4, for crying out loud. Like I said, man, gaming is in trouble. This is what's going on with gaming. Like I said, it's about time you guys check out. Stop putting your faith in these companies. You got Sony out here removing digital purchases off your account, and you guys are still buying digital purchases. And we all know Nintendo's very aware of shutting down their eShops, and y'all out here spending an arm and a leg for digital games on that platform. It's about time you fanboys get it together, brother. You guys out here throwing your money in an empty well with no water. There's no water at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You guys out here putting all your money in this basket, and ain't nothing but eggs. Even eggs got more value than what you guys out here supporting. Take care, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. And like I said, man, I want to give a shout out to the Black Chicken.